My in-laws rated me as a 2 out of 10 stepdad in a family group chat, so I gave their rating financial meaning and closed every account I was covering. My wife demanded a meeting. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Reddit Visuals. Have you ever thought you understood the people closest to you, only to find out they've been quietly sharpening the knife behind your back? Yeah, that's where this story starts. So, I'm Mark, 43, stepfather to 2 teenagers, husband for 6 years, and I've been the primary provider for this family since year 1. For most of that time, I genuinely believed I was building something solid. I used to joke that my superpower was patience, that if you treat people with consistency and respect, eventually they'll see your intentions. Turns out, some people don't want to see anything except what they can take from you. Let me start at the moment everything snapped. It was a Thursday night, quiet. My wife Jenna was upstairs watching some reality show. I was in my office finishing up end-of-quarter reports. Nothing dramatic, nothing suspicious. And then my phone buzzes. A text from my stepson, Ethan. Hey Mark, can you check the email for my iCloud password reset? I got locked out again. I sighed. This kid loses passwords like it's a competitive sport. So I opened my email, found the reset link, and that's when I saw it. Right there in my inbox, an accidental email forward from Jenna's sister. The subject line read, Family Group Chat Screenshots, and in the preview, I could see text that made my stomach drop. I clicked it open. It was screenshots, multiple screenshots, from their family group chat, the real family one, the one I wasn't part of, and someone had been sharing the conversation with Jenna's sister, who apparently wasn't in that particular thread either. The first screenshot showed my stepson Ethan writing, LOL, then what's Mark? I give him a 2 out of 10 stepdad at best. I sat there staring at the screen, thinking surely, I misread. But I kept scrolling, and it got worse. It wasn't one comment. It was a whole rating thread. Aunt Meg. He tries too hard, overcompensating for something. 3 out of 10. My mother-in-law. I don't trust men who act like saints. Usually means they're hiding something. 2 out of 10 from me, too. Cousin Josh. 0 out of 10 from me. Dude's a walking ATM. 0 personality. And then I saw my wife's response. My wife. Jenna added a laughing emoji and wrote, Okay, you guys are mean, but he's definitely not dad level. More like family adjacent? Maybe a 5 out of 10 on a good day. Family adjacent. Those 2 words hit me like a brick to the chest. Then my stepdaughter Mia chimed in. He's fine, I guess. Does his job, but definitely not dad material. I'd say 4 out of 10 if he stopped trying so hard to be liked. I sat there reading it, feeling something I hadn't felt since my first divorce, that slow, acidic burn of humiliation spreading through my chest. And you know what made it 100 times worse? When I checked the dates on the screenshots, I realized this thread had been going on for weeks. Weeks. I scrolled through every image, birthdays I paid for, gifts I bought, trips I funded. The family vacation to Disney, I dropped $8,000 on last summer. All critiqued, all rated, all mocked. Even the time I bought Ethan a replacement laptop after his broke 2 weeks before finals so he wouldn't fail his classes. Rated 4 out of 10, just threw money at the problem instead of actually bonding. The moment I knew this wasn't some dark joke was when I found a screenshot from a month earlier. Jenna had written, Listen, Mark means well. He really does. But he's not their dad. He never will be. He's more like premium support staff? Premium support staff. That one actually made my vision blur for a second. I have been paying the mortgage on this house for the last 3 years after Jenna's income dropped when she switched to part-time work. I cover the kids' phone lines, their car insurance, health insurance premiums, college savings contributions, groceries, vacations, birthdays, summer camps, medical co-pays, school supplies, and sports equipment. Everything. Their biological father? He sends a birthday card once a year with a $50 bill inside, and that man gets praised like he's personally funding their futures. But me? I'm family adjacent, premium support staff, a 2 out of 10. So I closed my email. I didn't yell. I didn't storm upstairs. I didn't pack a bag. I just sat there with the most intense clarity I have ever felt in my adult life. If they rated me as 2 out of 10, that's 20%. I was going to give them exactly 20% of what I'd been giving. Financially, logistically, emotionally, starting immediately. And here's the thing about being a provider for years. People get really comfortable. They stop noticing the net you're holding until you quietly step away and let them feel gravity. The next morning, while everyone was still asleep, I got to work. But I had to be smart about this. I couldn't just blow everything up. I had to make calculated moves that were completely legal and completely justified. First, I called our family phone plan carrier. I explained that I wanted to separate the account. The representative was actually really helpful. Within 20 minutes, Ethan and Mia's lines were moved to a new account under Jenna's name. She'd now be responsible for the $180 monthly bill for their 2 lines. My line stayed on my personal account. Clean split. Second, I logged into our health insurance portal through my employer. Now, this is where people get confused about insurance, so let me explain. I had enrolled Ethan and Mia as dependents on my plan. But here's the thing, their biological father carries insurance too. He's required to buy their divorce decree. He just never used it because, well, why would he when I was footing the bill? So I called HR, explained that the children's other parent had coverage available, and requested to remove them from my plan effective next month. Completely legal, completely allowed. HR processed it within 2 days. Third, car insurance. Both kids are on my auto policy. I pay $340 a month to insure 2 teenage drivers. Anyone with teens knows that's actually a pretty good rate. So I called my insurance agent, explained I needed to remove them from my policy, and asked for their father's contact information to be flagged so he could add them to his. The agent said it would take effect in 2 weeks at the next billing cycle. Fourth, the college savings accounts. Now I want to be clear about this. I'm not a monster. I didn't touch the money that was already in there. Those 529 accounts stay intact. But the automatic monthly contributions I'd been making, $500 per kid per month, those stopped. I canceled the recurring transfers. The accounts are still theirs. I'm just not adding to them anymore. Fifth, the mortgage. This is where it got tricky. The house is in both our names. We both signed the mortgage. But here's what people don't realize. You can pay a mortgage from any account you want as long as it gets paid. For 3 years, I'd been covering the full payment, $2,800 a month, from my account while Jenna contributed to other household expenses. So I called the mortgage company and set up a new payment plan. My portion, $1,400, would auto-pay from my account. I sent Jenna a formal email that morning outlining that her portion, the other $1,400, would need to come from her account starting next month. Professional, clear, legal. Sixth, and this was my personal favorite, the household maintenance fund. Every month, I'd been putting $400 into a joint savings account for home repairs, emergencies, lawn care, that kind of thing. I canceled that transfer and rerouted it back to my personal savings. By noon that day, I had systematically adjusted every single financial obligation to reflect exactly 20% of what I'd been contributing, not out of spite, out of accuracy. They rated me at 2 out of 10. Math is math. I went to work like normal. Came home around 6. Jenna was in the kitchen looking frustrated. Hey, the kids are saying their phones aren't working. Do you know anything about that? I looked up from my laptop. Oh, yeah. I moved their lines to your account this morning. You should have gotten an email about it. Her face froze. You what? I recalculated my responsibilities. If I'm a 2 out of 10 stepdad, that means I'm providing about 20% of what I should be as a full parent. So I adjusted everything to match that rating. She just stared at me. What are you talking about? I pulled up the email on my phone and handed it to her. The forwarded screenshots. The whole thread. She scrolled. Her face went from confused to pale to horrified in about 15 seconds. Mark, oh my God, you weren't supposed to see that. But I did. Every word, every rating, every joke about how I'm not a real parent, how I'm just a wallet with legs, how I'm family-adjacent premium support staff. Her hands were shaking. We didn't mean it like that. Then how did you mean it, Jenna? Because it seems pretty clear. I've been rated, multiple times, by multiple people, including you. So you're punishing the kids? No, I'm giving everyone exactly what they think I'm worth. 20%, 2 out of 10. She started crying. Not dramatic sobbing, but quiet, stunned tears. Like she'd just realized the ground beneath her had disappeared. "You can't do this." "I already did." Within 2 hours, my phone was blowing up. Her mother called. Her sister called. Her brother texted. Cousin Josh, the guy who gave me 0 out of 10, sent a message calling me immature. Suddenly, I was the bad guy. I was being dramatic. I was overreacting. I was taking a joke too seriously. A joke? Jokes don't last for weeks. Jokes don't get screenshots and forwarded. Jokes don't have that much detail. By 9 that night, Jenna cornered me in the bedroom. Her eyes were red. "We need to have a meeting. Tomorrow. My family, the kids, you, me. We need to talk about this face to face." I nodded. "Fine. Let's talk." The next evening, our living room looked like a jury box. Jenna sat on the couch next to her mother. Her sister was in the armchair. 2 cousins, including Josh, were on the other side. Ethan and Mia sat on the floor, looking uncomfortable. Everyone was there. Everyone was waiting. I didn't sit. I stood. Jenna started. "Okay, so obviously things got out of hand. We shouldn't have said those things in the group chat. That was wrong. But shutting off the phones, the insurance, everything, that was extreme, Mark." I said nothing. I just let the silence sit there, heavy and uncomfortable. Her mother jumped in. "You have to understand, kids say things. They don't mean it. You're the adult here. You have to rise above it." Her sister leaned forward. "Honestly, is money really all you care about? Like, is that your only language?" Ethan spoke up, looking genuinely confused. "Why didn't you just talk to us first? You didn't have to shut everything down." Mia crossed her arms. "We were just venting. Everyone vents. You didn't have to make it weird." Cousin Josh, the 0 out of 10 guy, actually laughed. "Dude, it wasn't that deep." And that's when I finally spoke. "Okay, let's simplify this. I want everyone in this room to answer one question honestly. Do you believe I am more than a 2 out of 10 stepdad? Show of hands." Silence. Not one hand went up. Not one. Ethan looked at the floor. Mia looked at her mom. Jenna looked at her hands. Her mother looked annoyed. Her sister looked defensive. The cousins looked away. I nodded slowly. "Great. So we all agree. I'm a 2 out of 10, which is 20%. So from now on, I'm contributing exactly 20% of what I was contributing before. Effort, money, time, energy. 20%. Jenna's voice cracked. "You can't run a family like that." "Why not? I've been running this family at 100% for 6 years. Alone, quietly, without acknowledgement, without appreciation, and apparently without respect. So now we're trying something new. I'm matching my contributions to the value you've all assigned me." Her mother scoffed. "This is vindictive." "No, this is fair. You all rated me. I'm simply adjusting accordingly." Then I laid it out. "From this point forward, everything I pay for, every responsibility I take on, every hour I invest will directly match the respect I receive. You want more from me? Show me I'm worth more to you. You want less? Keep doing exactly what you've been doing." You could hear every single breath in that room. The kids looked terrified. The sister looked guilty. The cousins looked uncomfortable. Jenna just cried. "So what happens now?" she whispered. "Now?" I said. "Now you decide what I'm actually worth to this family, and I'll respond accordingly." And then I walked out of the room, leaving them to sit in the wreckage of their own words. The next few days were cold, tense, quiet. Jenna tried to talk to me several times, but I wasn't interested in hearing excuses. The kids were suddenly very aware of how much things cost. Ethan had to ask his mom for money to put gas in the car. Mia realized her phone bill was now Jenna's problem. Reality was setting in. But here's the thing. I didn't do this to hurt them. I did it to show them the truth. You can't rate someone as barely adequate and then expect premium treatment. That's not how respect works. That's not how relationships work. About a week later, Ethan knocked on my office door. He stood there looking uncomfortable, hands in his pockets. "Hey, can we talk?" I nodded. He sat down. I I didn't realize how much you were actually doing. Like, I knew you paid for stuff, but I didn't know it was everything. Mom's freaking out about the bills, and I feel like an idiot. I didn't say anything. I just waited. I'm sorry, he said, and he actually looked like he meant it. I was being a jerk. We all were. A few days after that, Mia left a note on my desk. It just said, "I'm sorry for what I said. You didn't deserve that." Jenna started going to therapy. She admitted she'd been letting her family trash me because it was easier than standing up to them. She said she took me for granted because I was stable, reliable, and always there, and she was ashamed. Slowly, very slowly, things started to shift. Real apologies came. Not excuses, not deflections. Actual accountability. Do I trust them fully now? No. Trust isn't a light switch. It's a long, slow build. But am I still a 2 out of 10 stepdad? They don't say that anymore. Funny how fast ratings change when the money disappears. So now I'm asking you, the audience, the people with the clearest view of this mess. Was I wrong for matching their rating with reality? Would you have done it differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me what you would have done if your whole family rated you like a product review on Amazon. And if this story hit home for you, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.